Warning. Geesebumps is a comedy podcast based on the works of R.L. Stine. Any similarity to an actual literature podcast is coincidental and unintentional.
No melting allowed. Jacqueline used to live with her Aunt Greta in Chicago, but not anymore. They've moved to a place called Sherpia. It's a tiny village on the edge of the Arctic Circle. Jacqueline can't believe she's stuck out in Nowheresville. No movie theaters, no malls, no nothing. Plus, there's something really odd about the village. At night, there are strange howling noises, and in front of every house, there's a snowman. A creepy snowman with a red scarf, a deep scar on his face, and a really evil smile.
He sounds hot.
Hey, I'm concussed. Welcome to Geesebumps.
Hey, Jeff, keep that in.
This is the Did You Mean Goosebumps podcast. And I'm not drunk. I have a head injury and a PhD and a name that I believe is Danielle.
My name is JoJo, and I have a PhD.
And a brain injury.
No, it's a neurodivergence.
My name is Jeff, and God made me perfect. So I
Can
have
verify, yes.
God did tell me that, didn't he?
He told me too.
no brain problems. No, I didn't hit my head on anything.
Why?
I'm
Have you thought about it?
driving down Easy Street.
Well, you know what, Jeff? You know what you got to be driving down soon? I'll tell you. That old white elephant. That old white elephant. It's time. It's time for the white elephant. I got the white elephant gifts right here. Hang on, listen. You can hear them. This is the sound of them. Listen. Those are gifts, all right. You ready for it?
Yeah.
White
Wait.
elephant. And now the rule of white elephant is we open the white elephant gifts and we see what we got. And I've sent them to you by drone. So you tell me. Jeff, what did white elephant Santa give you? It's also called Dirty Santa.
Ew.
Really? Ew.
It is called that, apparently.
Gross.
It has an official website. Wow, I really stumbled into a subculture tonight, didn't I?
Yeah, you did.
Wait. We have to draw numbers. I'm going to draw 5 because that one kind of looks like a sassy lady.
Okay. I'm gonna draw an 8 because it's like the infinity symbol because I want Christmas to last forever.
Danielle, what number is you going to draw? And don't do the ones, the funny ones.
Damn it! Give me the 2.
Oh, that's a good number, actually.
It is a
Jesus
good number.
Christ.
I got 3
That's
of them
really
on my
good.
birthday.
So we each have our gift in the pool. We each drew our numbers. We did that. Now we have to sit in a circle. Now everyone says we need to make sure we get a gift. Now I want to open mine. Okay, you know what this gift is, Jeff? And you're gonna love this because it's so good. Because I haven't shown you it yet. But here, I'm opening it. This is on the paper ripping, and then I pull it up.
I'm never letting you do the cold open shit.
Jeff, it's a Borat mask, and it's your size. Wow, isn't that wonderful? But you know what? The only way you can get it from me is if you steal this gift. That's the rule. So now, Jeff, it's your turn. Now it's your turn. You can either choose your unwrapped gift, or you could steal the Borat mask that I got.
Okay, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and open my white elephant gift.
Oh,
Yeah.
bold!
Bold, I'm
Very bold.
So I'm gonna open. It's a real big one. Oh my god! Oh my god! You don't believe
What
what's
is
in
it?
here.
What'd you get? Tell me what you got.
It is a polar bear, a small polar bear cub
I can see that. He seems very powerful.
Very
made,
cute. Very
made out of Coca-Cola cans featuring said polar bear cub.
It's a bit of a Maritroshka doll, or
It
whatever
is.
those things are called.
Sure, yeah.
Now, Danielle, we have one gift left, and as the last player in Dirty Santa Yankee Swap White Elephant Christmas Rules game for web, you can choose to either open that present there that's in front of you, And please don't do that because this is going to be the transition show. We can be done with the opening bit.
Okay.
But you can either open that or you can steal the Borat mask from me or the polar bear statue from Jeff.
I'm going to steal the polar bear statue, but I'm going to wear it like a mask.
Oh, that's wonderful. Jeff, well, make sure that polar bear says my wife.
My wife.
Well, Jeff, now it's time for you to open that book-shaped product. You know what, though? Here's the thing. I just realized it because it goes back to me.
Yeah.
Oh.
Now I get a chance to swap my gift.
This is because you don't think I'm smart enough to suss out exactly what I was supposed to do.
No, of course not. But here, you can have my Borat mask, and let me open this up.
What could it be? What could it be?
Well, wouldn't you know it? It's a book.
It's a book?
It's a book?
Yeah, and wouldn't you know it? It's the one we talked about today. Fuck, I'm good at the cold open.
What book is it, Joe?
This is R.L. Stine's Goosebumps number 51, Beware the Snowman. 'Tis the season.
Before I do the synopsis of this book, I want to know, where would you rank Beware the Snowman as far as like other Goosebumps books?
Not as good. Haunted Mask and Werewolf Skin are S tier.
Yeah.
This is about this is like B to A tier.
I would say this is A tier.
Yeah, I'd say this is A tier. I'd say, and weirdly enough, I'd say the thing that makes it A tier is how the ending completely diverts from what you assume is going to happen.
Yeah, no, it makes me sad because it was S tier until the end, and then it just
I thought the ending actually was like, this is a relatively stuck landing. It has the stupid end part where Nick Fury shows up.
Exactly.
But otherwise,
The ending, and when I get to the synopsis, you'll hear about the ending, everybody. But the ending is, it's what I like to call a reverse M. Night Shyamalan. It's where you're like reading the book, you're like, all right. The obvious thing would be to do this is the ending, but that's too obvious. So they're going to do another thing. And then they reverse M. Night Shyamalan. You're just like, oh, they did the exact same thing. They were just going to, they were telegraphing the whole time.
they did it. I can't believe they've done it.
if it was a movie, it would be like it was started by it was a Chris Nolan. Who the fuck knows? It started out as a Chris Nolan movie, and then
Turned into a Brett Ratner movie.
turned into a fucking Brett Ratner, fucking M. Night Shyamalan
Turned into
movie.
a Michael Bay movie. At the
Michael
end.
Bay.
It turned into a Jim Jarmusch movie.
Yes.
This started off like the movie Insomnia.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
Memento, and it ended up being Paul Blart Mall Cop at the end.
I wouldn't go that far.
It turned out being Transformers: Dark of the Moon at the end.
It's pretty bad.
Okay, that's a little
Yeah.
better.
Pretty wild.
Well, I'm going to go into the synopsis now.
all right. Give it to us.
All right.
I don't think I'm going to
tough
need
guy.
2 minutes, but give me a minute. Give me a minute and a half.
Yeah, let's see how long this takes.
Minute. No, that's a called shot, Jeff. Okay, and go.
All right, this book, Beware the Snowman, stars Jacqueline and her aunt Greta, who are from Chicago. The book starts out as like the most morose story in the entire world, where Jacqueline gives us a monologue talking about how her mom's dead and her dad's gone. And she's lived with her aunt Greta most of her life, and they decided to move to the Arctic Circle, a little town called Sherpia. I think it's Sherpia. They move into a little house, and a rhyme about snowman is playing in Jacqueline's head. She gets there, doesn't know anybody. She misses her friends, and her aunt's being very quiet about the town. They don't know why they really moved there, aside from Aunt Greta said, we need a change. And in this town, there are snowmen everywhere. They all look the same. They have a scar on their face, and they have a scarf on, and they're in front of literally every single house. She meets some kids, Rolanda and Eli, and they say, hey, this snowman, we're not going to talk about it, but don't go up to the top of the mountain. Do not do it. And she's like, F it, I'm going to go up to the top of the mountain. She goes and she meets this guy named Roland, who's like a shut-in, who has a wolf as a pet named Conrad, named Wolfsbane, and said, get away from here. And she's like, oh, I got to get away from here, but I want to go back up there. And then she goes back down. She finds out that there is a giant snowman based on a story from Rolanda at the top of the hill, and everyone makes the snowmen in town as tributes to stop it from wanting to eat all of them, basically. And she doesn't believe it. She's like, F it, I'm going to go to the top of this mountain. She goes up there, finds out there actually is a giant snowman living inside of a cave. The giant snowman tells her, hey, I'm your dad.
Yeah. And it is great. Oh, that moment's great.
Little bit at the end, turns out, yeah. So the snowman's like, I'm your dad. And Greta's like, he's not your dad. And then
Yeah, because Greta shows up.
Greta shows up.
I did say time though.
Yeah. Well, okay. Well, someone else can beef out.
I did say time. Danielle, please finish the fight, Master Chief.
Yeah. So Aunt Greta followed, what's her name?
Jacqueline.
Thank you. Followed Jacqueline up to the ice cave, and she's like, just as Jacqueline's talking to the snowman, and the snowman's like, I'm your father. And she's like, what? Really?
She's like, this tracks, maybe.
I get okay. I always wanted a dad. And then Aunt Greta's like, no, he's not your father. He's a fucking monster in a snowsuit. You dumb motherfucker. And then they fight.
They tussle a little bit.
They do tussle, don't they?
And they bite each other's toes. And then there's a poem that Jacqueline learned when she was young. She only learned the first verse. Well, she only remembers the first verse. There's a second verse, and it has to do with, I forget, it's like the spell that makes him a snowman.
Or it's the spell that, yeah. And
doesn't make him a snowman.
Or, yeah. It's either a spell, so it's either, the second verse will either free her father or free a monster, depending on what Paragon or Rebel path you decided to take during your playthrough.
Whose story do we believe? Do we believe Aunt Greta and it's really a monster in there? Or do we believe the snowman and it's really her dad in
Do we listen to our heart and it's truly our father has turned into a giant snowman?
Yeah, and all the clues point to this. This is not your father, but it's great. So she frees the monster.
Yeah, it turns out to be a monster.
And she was like, oops, fucked that up pretty hard. And then a bunch of snowmen show up because Conrad can herd snowmen, and all the snowmen from the town show up in the cave and they bum rush the monster and they fucking snow dog pile on top of him until he's frozen to the wall of the cave. And then the snowmen also talk and complain that it's cold.
Yeah. The snowman. Oh yeah. Also, Conrad's the dad.
Yeah, right. Surprise.
Conrad is the dad.
Yeah.
Conrad is the dad.
So her dad is Conrad. They went back to the village. Synopsis: Greta brought her back to the village because there is a spell they have to do every 10 years to keep this monster encased in snowman times. And her dad and her mom were sorcerers who accidentally created or freed the monster originally. So they went back to do that. And Conrad was there the whole time as her dad to keep watch over the snowman. And her mom, I guess her mom did just die.
Yeah, I guess so.
Mom did die. Yeah. Totally unrelated. Car accident.
So she gets reunited with her dad, and her aunt is living up there in the snowy Arctic Circle. And now the snowman monster is encased in ice forever and ever. Or is he?
It's a happy ending.
Or is he?
It's a very happy ending.
It is.
Seemed as if a minute and a half was not
I guess not.
enough time.
You don't want to miss any of the end part where the snowman.
You don't want to close your eyes.
No, you don't want to go to sleep.
You don't want to fall asleep. Because if you do, the snowman will eat you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or it'll just hug you with other snowmen enough that you become frozen in ice.
You do become frozen in that way. Yes.
But yeah, so this book, 89% of this book is super like straight kind of mysterious, and the vibe is actually kind of like creepy. And it definitely takes its time to do like some world building with the characters. Not a lot happens. And then the last like 11% of the book is giant snowman monster and in comedy.
It is a good time.
Yeah, it's a great time. I love this book.
You learned so much. You laugh, you cry, you laugh some more. You cry again. You cry because you're laughing. And then you laugh a little bit because you're crying. And it is sad, but then it's so sad it's funny again. Beware the snowman. That's on the bus. Put that on the dust jacket.
Yeah.
But yeah, this one is very. I think this is. I keep saying this about everyone. This might be the shortest one I think we've read.
They just keep getting shorter and shorter.
This one was like 92 pages. It's very short. Yeah, mine on.
Mine's 113. It's about average. It's about average.
It seemed very short. Not much happens.
Well, Jeff, it felt short because of how just like you paid for the whole book, but you only needed the edge. You know,
I needed the beginning and I needed the end. Everything in the middle doesn't really matter much.
I liked the middle.
Yeah, the middle was good, where she was solving a mystery.
Yeah, and it was like sort of a sinister, oh, there's a puddle of water in the bedroom. What does it mean?
What does it mean?
Means there's a leak in the roof. Duh. There's a leak in the roof.
I mean, that would be the first logical answer, maybe. But Joe, this is a world full of sorcerers and monsters and giant snowmen.
This world did have sorcerers in it.
It sure did.
Didn't it?
I said this was similar to Monster Blood as far as like the end vibe, because it does go off the rails as far as
Yes,
just being
it
like,
does. Yeah, like it's steady, and then it just like Tokyo Drift. Just fucking...
It Tokyo drifted at the end when it did bring us a gigantic snowman monster.
Yes.
Which I was expecting there to be some sort of like, I don't know, mechanical thing that just Conrad made.
Yeah, no, I was just so thankful it wasn't a fucking robot.
Yeah, thank God. No robots in this one.
I will take a monster over a robot every day of the week.
Danielle, you should be careful what you wish for. Like in that one book, careful what you wish for. It's a dangerous thing to say.
I would put this in my top. I would say quality-wise, I would put this in top 5. Enjoyment-wise, top 10, I guess.
Yeah.
I found this one to be quite enjoyable. I'm not where you guys are. I think it's actually a lot stronger than you're giving it credit where it fails at the end. I don't think it fails at the end at all.
Oh, I love the ending. I just think it's hilarious because it's a definitive, like, you expect there to be something else and it goes full in with just being like magic and monsters.
I mean, they were saying there was magic and monsters the whole time. That's not a fair assessment.
Yes, but pacing and atmosphere and dialogue all dramatically different.
This book opens up with like the most dire and depressing
read that opening bit.
Can we start off? Let me talk. Let's start with the first page of chapter 1.
Oh, the first page of the book, you might say.
You might, Danielle, but we won't.
Oh, okay.
So the thing that I realized is I read the first few chapters at work, and then I came home and I said, Danielle, I need to read you this first chapter of the book because the tone of it is unlike other Goosebumps books.
Yes.
It seems to be taking itself much more seriously.
Not to bias anyone going in, but it is markedly different.
It feels like a book.
Chapter 1, it starts off with a very different vibe than any other R.L. Stine book that I've read personally. This felt more like almost like a more adult book, a more grown-up book.
It was like a writer wrote it.
Like a Grisham.
Ew.
Here's chapter 1. It starts off with a quote. It says, when the snows blow wild and the day grows old, beware of the snowman, my child, beware of the snowman. He brings the cold. And it says, why did that rhyme return to me? It was a rhyme my mother used to whisper to me when I was a little girl. I could almost hear Mom's soft voice, a voice I haven't heard since I was 5. Beware the snowman, he brings the cold. Mom died when I was 5, and I went to live with my Aunt Greta. I'm 12 now. My aunt never read that rhyme to me. And then she says, my dad left when I was young.
Yeah, and then it's just sort of like, she's like, yeah, and we just uprooted from Chicago.
I miss my friends. Everything is horrible.
This is really sucky. I felt so sad, so terribly unhappy.
She's keeping it together for the most part, but this is a character that got uplifted from her friends in Chicago, and now she's in, it literally says the Arctic Circle.
Yeah, which is, no.
Well, I looked it up, just so you know, what the Arctic Circle actually includes.
I don't think it includes towns.
It does.
Really?
Yeah, actually it includes part of Alaska. Mm-hmm. The north part of Alaska, the very north part of Canada, North Finland, Sweden, and Norway.
Okay, because I was kind of like Swedening it up in my mind as I was reading.
It doesn't say specifically where Sherpia is, where they're at, but it is definitely not probably. I mean, it could be in Alaska, but they don't say like, oh, we're in Alaska. You say you're just in Alaska.
Yeah, no, she wonders if the other people will speak English, which they all do perfectly. Yes. So Sweden?
I guess Sweden.
I was going to say Canada.
It could be Canada.
They don't speak English.
Or Russia. Or it could just be Alaska and she's like a dumb kid. There's a lot of,
I'm in a whole new country.
I'm on another planet.
Look at this. Is this outer space?
I thought, like, when she was like, they're just going to wonder if they'll speak English. I was just like, okay, you've clearly never left Chicago. You know how people be when they leave Chicago for the first time.
She's a sports person. She's an athlete. She doesn't need to know this shit. She needs to know basketball.
She doesn't even know stuff. What, do they have basketball here on Earth, on this planet that you're on?
They sure do not. Not on this snow planet, no.
What do you put on your hot dogs? No celery salt? Ugh, animals. Weird.
So it starts off with like it's all inner monologue of her just being like, well, here's my life. Everything is terrible right now.
Boy, you're probably wondering how I got myself in this crazy situation.
I didn't do shit. I just existed.
It all started when I was 5 and my mom died.
And my mom used to whisper, "Beware the snowman."
Real cool thing. They never explained why she moved.
No, no, they do at the end.
Because it's snowman time.
Well,
Snowman time.
no. I know like the lore reason. Like I know the real reason. What I mean is like, what did she say to her to girl?
Oh, she
like,
said that we need a change. That's the reason she gave.
we need a time for a change up.
Yeah, she says on page 6 of chapter 1, it says, Aunt Greta never really explained. Time for a change, she muttered. Time to move on from Chicago.
But then they say like, this is great. This is on page 4. I knew that she said mom, she being Greta, and the person talking being Jacqueline. I knew that she said mom grew up in a village like this one. But why did we have to move here now? Why did I have to leave my school and all of my friends? Here's what doesn't make sense. Why not go to the village that the mom was from? And not like they could have just said, my mom grew up here. Why did they have to fucking be like, it's time for a change. Let's go to somewhere that would be familiar to someone dead. Does that sound like a good idea? Jacqueline, hop in the car. You're going to live in the attic. They drove to this place.
They drove to it. I also have a question. So they said their mom and her aunt grew up in a similar village, but assumedly they grew up in this one.
It was this one, yeah.
Because the snowman was there.
Yeah.
But they didn't say.
But Greta just said she grew up in a village like it.
Greta just said you grew up, and so it could have been. So Jeff, this is what I'm saying, right? It's a pointless detail. Why not this be the village they're from?
Yeah, just make it that.
They set it up like that. The mom grew up in a totally different village, moved here, and did sorcery.
We relocated the snow monster to this new village.
Yes, we took it with us. Like when you move a house, you jack it up and you put it on a semi and you ship it across.
But the commute's really bad.
It's
all right.
It's like saying I grew up in San Francisco, but now I live in like Northgate or North Bay. What the fuck are you talking about? It's the same basic place.
Well, and also like, okay, so as to just make sure that major plot points are like readily understandable by someone listening to this.
Scroll back to the synopsis. That's why we did it.
But like the whole point of the story happening is that Greta's going to this place to sing a spell or to say a spell to make the snowman stay frozen for another 10 years. Like that's the whole point, right?
Yes. And why is it only 10 years? No one knows.
She has never done this before?
Yes, it's the first time, assumedly. You would assume this is the first time, yeah?
It's also unusual that she felt the need to move here.
That's my question.
This.
Yeah, like that's a ski trip, man.
Well, now, Danielle, if I may draw your attention to page 4, quote,
there's no ski
It isn't
stuff.
even a skiing town. Check and mate.
I mean, yeah, there's a lot of flimsy stuff you can point out too, but like the whole point that they moved there seems a bit extreme for a thing that this book takes place over 3 days.
Yes, it is a very short time span.
Most horror story do.
Yeah. This day 1, they arrive and she meets other kids. Day 2, she finds out the story of why everyone's afraid of snowman stuff.
Why they all have snowmen in their yards.
Why they all have snowmen in their yards. And day 3 is she goes to
the epic showdown with
dark evil monster with the devil. It's with what sounds like the devil at the end.
Well, that's where'd sorcery come from, Jeff? The devil.
Is this a pro-Christian anti-devil book?
They do go to a church.
Oh yes, just Jeff has a point about this.
They do be going to a church.
Yeah, this book has a lot of firsts for an R.L. Stine. I don't think we've ever gone on consecrated ground in another
right.
R.L. Stine.
They do go to sacred ground.
They go to sacred ground.
And you know what? I was actually picturing that church in Sweden.
I was too, actually, the one that we went to in Ura.
Yep.
This is the world that we're in. It's Girl in Weird Town, classic Goosebumps, grip it, tip it, and rip it, classic Goosebumps adventuring. She meets new kids. There's obviously some kind of bonkers mystery, what have you. And she decides, I'm going to just explore around. And one of the things she does on her first day is she says, I'm going to go up this hill. There's a little mountain hill, where it's like a hiking thing. And she wants to go up there, but everyone's like, nah, you shouldn't be doing
Nah,
that. It's a bad
bro.
idea. Bruh, no. It's gonna be a no from me, dog. Also, all the kids know exactly what Chicago is, which I think is great. So this must be Alaska. Anyway.
Yeah, well, and also they all speak like they're too aware of their living circumstances in Alaska, assumedly.
Yeah.
They keep making
Yeah.
jokes about like, the sun doesn't come
Oh,
out.
it's shit here, man. It fucking sucks. And it's like, you don't know any better.
Yeah, you haven't been to Chicago. You haven't been to the sun-soaked beaches of California.
And Chicago's no fair winning prize horse with weather.
Yeah, snow there too. They could have just stayed in Chicago.
There is snow
No,
there.
and fucking hot as shit. So hot.
So they go up she goes up the mountain to kind of explore. The two friends that she made, Eli and Rolanda, were like, yeah, that's a bad idea. She goes up there and immediately breaks and enters into a cabin.
Yep.
Yep.
Page 17, this is chapter 4. I crept closer to the cabin. The windows were steamed over. I couldn't tell if there were lights on inside or not. You could have. You easily could have. I leaned my nose in the windowsill. Couldn't see anyone home. I knocked on the door. No reply. I tried the door. Why? I pushed it lightly. Maybe I shouldn't have. You shouldn't have. But you did. But I did.
No, you shouldn't. It's called private property, you motherfucker.
You don't know what it's like wherever she's at.
The door slid open. It was a sliding door. I felt a rush of warm air from inside. Anyone home, I called.
I'm sorry, is she in Japan? What the
Right?
fuck?
I stepped inside just to take a look. Like, the way this is narrated is very slowly, like, I rifled through the jewelry.
Dude,
drawer.
no.
Anyone home?
No.
I take a bite of a sandwich sitting on the counter.
Too spicy. Anyone gonna finish this?
That was like when that person broke into like Kim Kardashian's house and like took a bath or made a sandwich.
What?
Oh, the bling ring. What happens next is, in classic breaking and enter fashion in Goosebumps, and like this is a trope, she's attacked by a dog.
Oh yeah.
No, not a dog.
A wolf.
A literal wolf.
A literal wolf.
Not a half wolf, not Balto.
Yeah, okay, look, I don't think she went and fucking took it to the vet and figured out like how far it was from actual gray wolves.
It could have been. She's from Chicago. It could have been a cat.
It could have been a cat for all she knows.
It's huge.
It could have been an iguana. We don't know. A snow iguana. So a big wolf named Wolfsbane knocks her down and starts licking her.
Self-bane.
Yeah, self-bane. Oh, it's a real big self-bane.
Self-French reference.
Are you okay? And then there was like a fellow there.
Yeah.
A feller there with the owner of the house, presumably, who just got back.
Who in my head looks like Willem Dafoe from The Lighthouse.
Oh
Yeah.
Lord, Jesus Lord.
Scraggly beard, old
Wait.
man.
I was picturing a little bit more stately, more like a Sean Connery with like beard.
I imagined Danny Glover.
Okay. Yeah.
From Lethal Weapon.
Yeah.
I rolled away from the panting creature and climbed to my knees. Two hands reached down to grab my hands and tug me to my feet. And it's a fellow, and he's like, "Are you okay?" The man studied me with round, silver gray eyes as opposed to square eye.
Yeah.
Like, round is odd.
Spirals.
It's an odd detail for eyes. Most eyes are round unless otherwise stated.
Yes.
He has long gray hair and a ponytail like a comic book guy from The Simpsons. And then,
He sounds kind of sexy.
sounds kind of sexy.
It was a silver fox.
Yeah.
Page 19, he goes, she's like, is that really a wolf? He nods an expression. He goes, he won't hurt you. He's well trained. Though not that well trained that she did break into the house.
I mean, that's a reasonable response. That's what a guard dog should do.
My wolf has classes at Petco twice a week.
Yes.
Very well trained.
You'll notice that she just knocked her over, did not
I have
bite.
a conceal and carry dog walking.
I have a concealed carry permit for a dog.
And then this is great because at the bottom of page 19, we get something that we don't normally see in Goosebumps books. Logical consequences based on a thing that's happened.
There are that, yes.
Because what happens here is she says, "I'm taking a walk." And then he goes, Why did you break into my house?
Exactly.
This was not part of the tour on the way up.
Dude, you don't do that. I don't care where you're from.
And then she's like, there's something strange about him. Something very angry.
Is it
you
because
did just
you
break
broke
into his house. Then she says, I didn't break it. Then he says, you broke in.
Yeah.
That's what breaking in is, yes.
Your door was unlocked, you know.
Just because you didn't physically break anything?
And then she says sorry and starts running up the hill.
Yeah, she just says sorry and runs the fuck away.
Sorry, my bad. Might be. And then she starts going.
Bye!
She also, at one point, when she's like, he's angry, she realized, and then in her head, she's like, he has no right to shout at me like that. I can go anywhere I want to.
He's dangerous. He's mad at me for breaking into his house. This fellow can't be trusted.
And then, and this is the best part, she's rebuffed from going to the top of the hill because the wolf chases her. Mm-hmm. And then she trips. And then she falls down the hill.
Which seems like fun.
It does.
Which
It sounds
seems
really
like
fun.
a delightful thing.
So the wolf was like chasing her down the hill.
Yeah, the wolf was like, oh, good times. I love this game.
And then she was like, go away, please. And it did.
And the wolf was like, okay, I understand English and I'm well trained. Goodbye.
And then she was like, oh, it's nighttime now in the Arctic. Maybe I should go home.
Yeah, maybe.
It's debatable.
But it's never really freezing to death. Doesn't really come up that much as a.
Yeah,
It might be July.
she acclimates pretty quickly to the weather of the Arctic Circle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
well, she was from Chicago.
That's
I'm just-
true.
It gets pretty cold there. It's windy.
it's like if you're up in the Yukon, that's where like if you get your pants wet, you'll fucking die of hypothermia.
I did a little research, just as a little insert here.
Oh, Lottie da.
Because in figuring out, because that was one of the things that we were like, she's in the Arctic Circle. That seems a bit extreme. Like RL, you couldn't just be like, she's in Alaska, which she could have been.
Yeah.
But like,
she's like, she's in Denver. Like, no, it has to be like the Arctic Circle.
it couldn't be like a snowy place in like the northeastern U.S.
Overlook Hotel.
Yeah,
you
it couldn't
know?
be in Manitoba. Couldn't be in
Right.
Manitoba. But I was like, what is the Arctic Circle encompass? And I told you guys, Sweden, Finland, part of Alaska. Also the North Pole. Did you know that there are 2,200 people living at the North Pole?
Are they all researchers?
I'm assuming they're all elves, Danielle.
Oh my god! I hate you. I hate you so much. Get you're banned.
That was very good, Jeff. That was very, very good.
But I'm just like, there are people who could live up there. It just sucks, I think.
Yeah, it's just like really, really hard.
Yeah, I just thought that was interesting. 2,200 people living up at the North Pole.
More than I would have thought.
Yeah, it's more than I would have thought.
If you want to have a good time, listen to stories of people who like trekked to the North Pole for the first time. There are some
yeah.
wild tales.
they invent pemmican.
Yep, they do. Yeah, that's that like deer.
It's fat with berries in it
It's just it's foul.
and hard tack.
Yep.
If you go to the North Pole, you just say let you relocate there for the summer. I don't know. Based on where it's at, do you think that your fuckability would increase or decrease?
Definitely decrease. Because I'm sure when I came back, I would be fucking jacked.
Because like that's the thing. I'm going up there. I'm just like, man, not a lot of people. And I was like, but you're all going to be hardier than me. I don't think that I'm going to be. I'm like a 4 here. I think I'm going to be like a 2 there.
Yeah, like I don't have the survival skills to be sexy.
You know what the the sexiest thing about a person is? Survivability.
Seeing tomorrow. I guess.
Yeah. Can I point out my little niggly things?
Point out your niggly things.
Yeah. So just wanted to point out that it distinctly says that we have a flat roofed house and
Yeah, that's not right.
that is not right because you know what happens
Right.
if you have a flat roof house.
That's a death trap.
That's how you get fucking like
That's how
collapsed
you
in
die.
on. That's how you die.
Wait, hold on. It's a flat room house, but like she lives in the attic?
Yeah.
It was just like a smaller.
Because she says it's pitched, but how?
It's like a house on the East Coast.
Look, we have to remember this book does have sorcerers in it.
It's true. So physics, not a thing.
It could be magic keeping the house
It could be a magical, like, warm
Okay,
roof.
we can't do that. We can't just say it's probably magic because then we're screwed. Then we've lost it all.
I think then we are set for life, personally. But the other thing that I really, really love is there's a moment with a cat. And this is the very end of chapter 2. So she's exploring. She's just looking around the neighborhood.
She's casing the neighborhood to see what other houses she might break into.
Just trying to figure out if there are any witnesses or obvious security measures.
Who works during the daytime?
She was on Christmas vacation.
Yeah.
And she said, I saw a kid's sled in the front yard, an old-fashioned wooden sled. A yellow-eyed black cat stared out at me from the living room window. I waved a gloved hand at it.
Hi.
It didn't move. Like, that's
It's like a nice little detail.
there, and that's the thing, Ghostwriter, because like there are quite a few nice little details like that are not really RL's typical.
Well, this is later in Goosebumps, and remember, like, we're like a hair's breadth from the werewolf skin.
This is near the end. I think this is one of the last like 5 books, I think.
It's like 51 or
Yeah. So it might be like maybe he finally. You know what? We're 3 after Legend of the Lost Legend, the worst book of all time. So there's a pretty strong chance that at this point he's finished with all of his wacky experiments out in the garage, and now he's just cranking out hits.
I just feel like he's unteachable. Like he's not capable of evolving.
I don't know, Danielle. 50 books deep, he seems to have cracked the code.
You said you had stuff in the middle you did like, Danielle.
Yeah. So there's other nice moments where it's like this is the end of chapter 18, and it's just kind of an example of how these crop up. It's it's Eli talking to Greta. No, what's her fucking name? Jacqueline. And so they're standing outside talking, and she's, well, yeah, I replied. A clump of snow dropped from the tree onto the front of my parka. I brushed it away. Eli, are you crazy? It's freezing out here. Zip up your coat, I scolded.
I'm from Chicago. You've lived here your whole life.
Let me tell you how to live in this town, Eli, you little shit. And it's just those like nice tiny details that make it more realistic and sort of set the scene a little bit more each time. And that's not always characteristic.
No. Well, and I was saying this book feels like it was more like particularly edited as well. I feel like there's a lot of fat that was cut from this book that's on the floor somewhere, and I'd love to chew on some of that.
Want to chew on that fat on the floor?
I would.
I love floor
Delicious.
fat.
We get only the initial Roland scene, and then Roland at the end, and wolves. So like they introduce a crazy old man with a dog with a wolf, and we only see him at his introduction and then at the end.
Yep.
There's nothing in the middle with him. They don't have another run-in. Same thing with the kids for the most part. There's no real like antagonist, or there's no real like issue or conflict.
No one gets beat up.
No one gets beat up. There's no twins.
Nope.
It's just a good little like spooky mystery.
It is.
story.
It's a very small scale, to the point.
It's a very nice like boxcar children.
Yeah.
Cozy.
Getting that. I love that Boxcar Children when they uncovered that the Boxcar Children's uncle was a sorcerer. Do you want to speak to maybe the church a little bit?
Yeah, the church scene is very nice.
I think JoJo was interested in the church as well.
Yeah, the church scene's great. That's it looks like it starts on page. It starts in chapter 15.
I have thought they would like sneak into the confessionals and like talk about the snowman like in hushed tones.
That would be amazing. They do talk about it in hushed tones, but no
Talk about it in
confessionals.
hushed tones. A lot of hushed tones.
Yes. Yeah, like Rolanda is legit freaked out.
the mighty, mighty hush tone.
The mighty, mighty hush tones. She is hardcore skanking this.
The skank and pickle in it.
Yep.
I think it's chapter 15 is where they end up at the church. It's 15, sorry.
So I'm going to start where they go into the church. So like the one in Sweden, it's like a village church. So it's open and
Just hang out whenever you want to.
yeah, you go in there, you hang out with God.
Yeah, I'm just, you know what? I got 15 minutes from a break from work, but I'll hang out with my man G.
Yeah.
Big G.
Although
Man G.
some churches are pretty cool to
love
hang out in. I'm not going to lie. They're pretty.
Churches can be cool architectural
Churches can be
places to hang out.
Really cool. Like, I don't want to do anything else there, but like architectural stuff is pretty impressive.
And when I need to confess all the sins that I did that day,
I will do it to my dog like God intended.
You'll just look right at him.
Yep.
And say, like, I guess I just like watching people be sad. I don't know. And then the dog's like, bark, bark, woof, because it's a dog.
I glanced around. We were in some kind of waiting room. A long wooden bench stood against the back wall. 2 lights shaped like old-fashioned gas lamps hung on the wall beside the bench, giving off a soft glow. We dropped our coats beside the bench and sat down. I rubbed my hands, trying to warm them. My cheeks burned. "It's nice and warm in here," Rolanda said, keeping her voice low.
you have to give her a Swedish accent.
I can't do a Swedish accent.
Give her some sort of accent.
It's nice and warm in here.
That seems bad. Doesn't seem great, actually.
The pastor keeps the heat up really high.
Oh, she's a Dracula. I get it.
Doesn't like to be cold.
God, Zooks.
Changes the whole
really does.
feel of the story now.
Okay. The pastor keeps the heat up really high. He doesn't like to be cold. Who does? I murmured, rubbing my ears, trying to return some feeling to them. It's a nice, quiet place to talk, Rolanda continued, especially to talk about things that are kind of scary. Scary, I replied, because she's like talking at full volume while poor Rolanda's trying to whisper. And then, and then they have a convo about the snowman. The cursed snowman.
She gives her all that snowman lore.
Gives her all the background.
Yeah. Which I like that. So the thought of this is that like she assumes that they're fucking with her.
Right.
Because the story that Rolanda tells her is like, giant snowman at the top of the mountain. We make all the other snowmen down here to appease it in case it comes down here. It's going to see all little versions of itself.
Yeah.
And be like, ah.
So, she's, understandably like,
Yeah, I think she says literally at the end of chapter 16 or at the beginning of chapter 17, after she tells her the whole spiel, she says, I shouldn't have laughed, but I couldn't help it.
She does laugh at her face.
She literally laughs at her fucking face in God's house.
In front of God and everyone.
In front of God and Jesus and all of his merry band of thieves. But like she gets this story from Rolanda who's like dead serious, and she's like, you idiot. You can't. I seem like a city kid because I'm from the big
dumb.
town
She
of
laughs in her
Chicago.
face.
Yeah,
She literally laughs in her face, and she's like, hey, you're kidding, right? That's just your GG in me, right?
Listen.
You don't believe a snowman can walk, can you? I demanded.
I demand it now.
You don't think a snowman can walk,
Pushes her against the fucking wall. You don't tell me, coward.
motherfucker.
And Rolanda's like, no, I was totally serious. I'm totally for real, bro.
Yeah, and she is, turns it out.
And it turns out she is. And at that point, I also thought she was being for real, but I thought that was just foolish child stuff, that she just misunderstood that.
Yeah, I thought it would be the more typical, like it's kind of a metaphor for the. Actually, they do point that out at a certain point where they're like talking about how folklore gets developed and talking.
Yeah,
about,
like Greta says it like, oh, like a bad thing happened someplace. People forgot the real reason. And then somebody said it was a snowman.
Yeah, they just like tell the story over and over and over so many times that it becomes like its own sort of mythology.
Well, I'm curious, and they don't say this in the book. So the idea that this book presents is that this entire town, not just the kids, like the grown-ups, like everybody living here,
They're all in on it.
they're all in on this like whole thought that we have to make snowmen down here because there's a monstrous snowman up at the top.
Like this could be reskinned to be like Midsommar.
Yeah.
This is like or Wicker Man, like
My question is like, what bad thing has happened that makes them live in abject terror?
yeah, because I guess
It doesn't say that like the snowman has come down and taken some shit from us before, or somebody went up there and died. It's just one kid saw the snowman. Like who's like, how, I'm curious, like, what do we think the snowman's actually doing, or who?
Jeff, I'm almost certain they're not just saying they probably either don't know Or they do know and they're not telling her that because even they are sort of, even they're kind of censoring themselves when they talk to her.
Probably after she laughed in her face, Rolanda was like, well, maybe I won't talk about the part where it's actually an evil monster.
If this book had like 15 to 20 more pages, there would be a part where, you know, Rolanda says like some name, like tell that to like Donnie Baker or some shit, and then just leaves. And then she goes like, who the heck is that? And then she goes, explores the town some more, and she finds like a statue that just says like Donnie Baker
Killed
like,
by
in
giant
memory.
snowman.
and it's just a statue of him being crushed to death by snowman or something.
They could have done it
That's
where
what's
like
missing from this.
they could have done it where like pets were going missing or something.
yeah.
They could have alluded to like some
But-
sort of like
Outdoor pets in this environment are
reindeer.
Wolves, apparently.
reindeer. Yeah, it's taken out.
They keep finding like mutilated reindeer or something, which they could do that because it was in Werewolf of Fever Swamp. They had mutilated animals in that, so it's not too extreme.
Did have that. So yeah, they did kind of miss out on some further, but I do like that it's just like a spooky
Yeah.
a spooky ghost story in a church.
It's a mystery to everyone.
It's like an independent film up in here.
Right?
Yeah.
Very much like
This whole and it's in the Arctic, so the whole color grading is that like really morose kind of like blue,
gray and white.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's why when I pictured the movie Insomnia with Robin Williams and
Yeah.
De Niro
Oh,
or
that's
whatever.
good.
Yeah. Yeah, the beginning is really it's you could really just chunk this book up into 3 parts. Beginning when she gets their toxic kids, middle part where she finds out the actual lore,
Story.
and then the end, which is the confrontation. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's it. That's all.
There really isn't anything else in this book. There's no meat on. There's no extra stuff. It's a lean book.
It's all thriller. It's no filler.
No, there
It's all
is
chiller as
All
well.
chiller.
it's chiller because
No
it's cool.
filler.
Chiller thriller, no filler.
It also doesn't do a lot of fake outs.
Doesn't do a lot. It does, Danielle. It has one egregious fake out.
It does. Yes, that one is terrible.
What's the one fake out? I forget.
It's
There's no soup in this.
Danielle, is that true?
what?
Is there any soup in this one?
Oh no, there's no soup,
no
which
soup.
is wild. It's cold.
What an amazing. Was there any fat shaming?
missed opportunity. No, which is what.
What an amazing level of restraint.
And no sexual innuendo for Danielle to latch
yeah,
herself
I got
onto.
nothing to work with. Nothing.
Well, that would make sense. It is so cold.
we could
Now-
talk about snowmen being boobs. I don't know.
Danielle's
It's-
connection to
it's a
like
bit-
things being
it's a bit
thematically
of-
sexual.
Danielle, it's a bit of a. Oh, it's round. Okay, it's a bit of a stretch.
yeah.
That's what you go
This
to.
this is on page 85. She's getting. This is her getting up the hill. So after the spooky ghost story.
Yeah.
After the spooky ghost story from Rolanda, and hearing about, Eli eventually comes back into the town and is like, actually, I did go up the hill and I did see a spooky snowman place. Jacqueline wants to get up there to just like to solve the mystery.
She has to know for herself. She has to see with her own eyes.
She's gotta get to the bottom of this.
Can I interject one thing real quick?
can.
Before that happened, she was talking to her Aunt Greta, and her Aunt Greta's like, don't go up there. And there's this amazing little piece of dialogue, which I had highlighted at the end of chapter 20.
Oh, okay, let's do that first, and then we'll get to the big fake out. Yeah.
So it says, promise me you won't go running up to the mountaintop to explore the ice cave. It probably is a very dangerous place. Well, I hesitated. Promise, Aunt Greta urged sternly. Okay, I promised. I agreed, rolling my eyes. But a few minutes later, I decided to break that promise.
Yep.
I love that
You're a
immediately.
sociopath.
But then because she says that, and then later she gets the kids to help her, and she's like, you have to promise me you can't break a promise. And I'm like, you
And like,
fucking
you
hypocrite.
motherfucker, you just what?
That's the only other time in this book where she kind of sucks, because she's like, I
Yeah.
mean, I understand she's got to go on her hero's journey.
Yeah, but she's very much like, oh, I promise, I swear on my mother's life.
It wasn't even like her hand was forced. Like her aunt went up there and she thought she was in trouble, and she's like, I have to go up there and save her. She was just like, I promise, fuck you.
Yeah, like I promise
Fuck
as she
you! I'll break this promise for my own benefit. Like a hero.
Like a
that's
hero.
what Superman would do.
damn straight.
That's what Superman would do. He would make a promise and break it immediately the moment it became inconvenient.
I love Superman's motto, which is the ends justify the means. Truth, justice, and the ends justify the means.
Truth, justice, and history is written by the winners. Superman. So so she's resolved to go up to the top of the hill. She knows she has some kind of connection to this stupid place because of the poem, and people have vaguely mentioned it. Conrad mentions part of it, and the grandma the aunt wouldn't let her look at the poem book. Like, she kept it a secret.
Yeah.
That never made any sense. But she goes up the hill with Eli and Rolanda, and they trick Conrad into like lowering his guard on the mountain pass. And then she starts climbing up the mountain because she's got to get to this ice cave, because that's where
That's where the
truth
good
is
shit
at.
is.
Snowman is. And then we get the end of the end of chapter 22 or 23, page 85. It's really good. I gathered my courage and moved forward inch by inch. I had come this far. I refused to retreat now. The ledge grew narrower, slipperier as it curved around. It just said more slippery. Another rumbling noise made me gasp. Somehow I held on and followed the ledge around. It seemed to take forever, but then the cave opening came into view. And after that, I saw the most terrifying sight of my life. That's the end of chapter 23.
Yeah, noted.
Leaves us on that fucking cliffhanger for tomorrow's sustained silent reading period.
And I was like, oh my God, is there actually a snowman?
Oh my God, what's there? Chapter 24, first line. I didn't see it at first.
Come on.
Which is the weirdest
Hold
fake
on.
up, because there is a snowman that comes out.
We don't have to drag this out.
There's no point in the fake out because he does come out.
Like, the line, I didn't see it at first, is so fucking egregious and unnecessary. Just start with, first I saw the layer of solid ice. But you know what? When you read that, you go, why didn't this less than a full page of information? I have the print version. Chapter 24 is when she first sees this ice cave, like, live in living color.
Mm-hmm.
It does that shot where, like, it pulls out where we see her to scale with the ice cave.
Yeah,
It's just like he said it was.
Just like he said it would be, you know,
I
or like
see.
when they show like the Death Star that crashed on Endor or fucking whatever. So
Sure.
they have this scene, and it's like page 86 to page 87, and on page 87 it's a full half page of blank space before chapter 25. It is offensively short.
These chapters are like 3 paragraphs.
Just getting through it as quick as we can.
I mean, this is back to classic RL, right? Where
This
it's just
is
like,
RL.
Bam,
at its
bam, bam,
finest.
bam. No sense,
Hit
no
him
sense,
with
no
it. Hit him hard.
And I think it's purposeful, because at the end of a book, you're like, I kind of, this is like starting to drag. You make those chapters smaller. You feel like you're making some fucking progress.
Yeah, it definitely feels like you're getting something done.
Feels like you're leveling up. You're like, yeah.
But I will say the whole thing is like, so the cave looks like a big old mouth.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess that's why it's scary.
That's your big metaphor. The cave's a mouth.
It's a vagina, Joe.
Yeah, my dad's in there. He's a snowman.
There. I have to go to the vagina to meet my dad.
She does have to go into the vagina metaphor to meet her dad, doesn't
Yeah.
she?
And it's also reflective. Apparently, the
it sounds
ice
tight as hell.
Yeah, it sounds like a mirror cave.
It sounds like the Crystal Tower for Final Fantasy XIV.
It does sound like that, doesn't it? Oh
does.
boy, Endwalker, catch it or whatever.
If you could log on, I've been
If
trying.
you can log on,
I've
no
been
one
trying
can.
this entire recording to log in.
Offensive.
Don't worry, it keeps giving me error 2002. It won't let me in. And Danielle's, yours is already errored out.
I
I'm
figured.
sorry.
Yeah, the adventuring of this Goosebumps book then reaches its climax because she faces down her final adversary, her Aunt Greta,
The woman who took care of her.
the woman who raised her,
Yeah.
and then she betrayed in a heartbeat.
You're skipping the Luke part.
You're skipping the Luke part, Joe.
Skipping the Luke part.
Who gets to read that part?
Jeff do, because it's his favorite.
I did love it so much. So at this part, this is chapter 25, as we get you're like, okay, ice cave. Eli said there was an ice cave.
I'm in it.
Yeah.
And then what the kids told her would happens, where an enormous snowman walks out and is like, "Who are you?" And she was like, "Oh,
This
and she
is
was
my property.
he's like,
I didn't break in.
No solicitors.
and he's like, "Who are you?" And she was like, "My name is Jacqueline DeForest," and she says her full Christian name.
Of course.
And he's like, "What?" And he's like, "Do you know who I am?" And she says, "No, I squeaked, who are you?"
Get out of town. Your name's Jacqueline DeForest. My name's Snowman DeForest. I'm your papa.
It's the end of chapter 25. He says, "Do you know who I am?" She says, "No, who are you?" At this point, I'd be like, Jacqueline, who could it be that you would even know what the fuck is happening?
Bear in mind that the next line is in all caps.
The next line is in all caps, and I'm going to move my mic back a little bit because I am going to shout it.
Yeah.
It says, "I'm your father!" The snowman cried.
And then she goes, no, which is incredibly strange. First line of chapter 26. No.
It was very like Darth Vader at the end of the third prequel movie when he finds out
Very
Padme's dead.
Yeah, it's literally like finding out like you're related to a famous murderer. It's like,
Yeah.
what are you talking? Like this makes no, like you just found out that one, snowman could be evil, and two, this evil one did exist.
And three, you're apparently half snowman.
I was in my head. I was just like, shit. Is she a
I'm part
snowman?
on my father's side.
I was thinking about that. I was like, before I read the next few pages, which is literally just saying, "I'm your dad," over and over again.
Yep.
I'm just like, oh fuck, what's it gonna be? Oh, this is a
Oh, my
twist.
God.
She's gonna be part snowman, and maybe like all her family or all the snowmen that are in the town actually. Or,
Oh, that'd be awesome.
I kept expecting all the snowmen in town to be like the citizens,
Yeah.
or like they were.
Yeah,
they-
that would have been great.
like they were turned into snowmen or something, but it literally, he's just like, "I'm your dad."
Yeah. And she's like, but, huh?
Huh? Hold on.
Wait a
Hold on a
minute.
second.
First of all, you owe me a lot of birthday presents.
Yeah. First
Papa.
of all, dad, fucking absent dad.
She does say, chapter 26, when that happens, he's like, "I'm your father." She says, "That's impossible."
Like, yeah, it is. Good call.
But the way it comes across is less like that's impossible physically and just like realistically, but more impossible just like, "No, my dad's dead."
Yeah, exactly. Like, my dad is not a monster.
You're too big to be my dad.
You're too snowy.
So he says that basically, like, he's her dad, and her mom and her aunt trapped him in snowman body
Out of spite.
out of spite because they hate men.
Yep. Fucking
I guess.
feminist
do they
extremists.
do they say why? I don't know.
Jeff, the patriarchy is why.
The patriarchy is why.
Patriarchy did it.
Yeah. So that's the big reveal, which
He does give his rationale, which is this is his story to convince Jacqueline that he's her father.
misandry.
Yes. Your aunt came back to renew the spell. She wants me to stay a snowman. She wants to keep me prisoner up here forever. She wants to make sure I don't tell the world what happened to me. And she wants to keep you to
I'm
herself.
just picturing him going to like TMZ, just like, "You're not gonna believe this
You
story."
won't believe the shit I just saw.
10 messed up families from the Arctic Circle. Number 7 will make you fucking shit your pants.
This family was idyllic and pleasant until one spell later. Click to find out what happened. And it's a picture of like a snowman with his arm around an attractive woman.
Oh, dude, I'd click on that.
So there's the part in page 94, but right at the end of chapter 26 where he gives her like the mea culpa, like, "Help me, please. This is proof that I'm your father." And he tells her the poem that she knew. And she goes like, "Oh, you fucking know that poem, huh?
Only my dad would know
Only
that.
my dad would
Only
know
my
that.
dad would reasonably know that poem." The idea of like that poem specifically is like, fuck, I am connected to this place. Well, the only one who would know that would be family. Therefore,
Thus,
You're my dad.
Snow Daddy.
that's my dad.
Look, logic states
Yes.
this snowman must have fucked a woman and I came out of her.
QED, motherfucker.
It is QED. Yeah, chapter chapter 27. We see Aunt Greta again. This is we're getting into our this isn't quite the climax, although it's like all this together is like ramping up to the big fight.
And the end of this book, there is no epilogue. It's all of this stuff happening and it ends. So there isn't like this all craziness happens and you get to decompress.
Nope. Just ends.
It was Aunt Greta. This is page 95. It was chapter 27. It was Aunt Greta who whispered to my room late at night, who warned me to wear the snowman. Her dark eyes were wild. Her normally pale face was bright red. Her long black coat was open and flapped.
Her titties were out and about.
Majestic.
She raised a large... So they made her like, let's make her look like a fucking classic witch.
Yeah.
Like, why would you... like, why?
They have to keep you guessing for 3 more pages.
They got 3 more pages to make you guess. And then there's this just like, that's a lie. This is it's like a real Maury like early morning like talk show argument. Like, that ain't yo dad. Like that kind of a.
And then there's a lot of no.
Yeah, there's a lot of it's funny. It literally is like 3 pages of them two just going like, you're lying. No, you're lying.
Fuck you. Fuck
you're
you.
lying.
No,
I'll take a lie detector test.
I'll fucking eat your face.
Chapter 28. She just wrenches the book out of her aunt's hand and reads it.
Yep, she's just like, fuck you, Aunt Greta. This
her
is
aunt
mine.
tries to destroy it, but she gets the page at the last second and just reads it.
No. We need to examine that.
No, Danielle has a very specific piece of a choice made by R.L. Stine.
All right, Danielle. I'll let you see what I'll allow it, but watch yourself.
All right, I'll be careful. I'll tread lightly. This is chapter 29 and the very beginning. And so what's happened is Jacqueline has wrested the book of poems out of her Aunt Greta's hands, allegedly because she's going to read the poem and free the snowman, who she now believes is her dad. And what happens then is that she's...
She gets the book, but Aunt Greta has like the page.
That's right, yes. So she has the book, but then Aunt Greta's like,
I have the high ground, Anakin.
Why'd she bring the book then?
That's
right?
That's the whole thing.
Why'd she bring any of it?
Unnecessary weight.
Yeah. And also, like, I'm assuming like she was going to say another spell from the book, but...
She does make it clear she knows no magic.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is why I'm also like, so why are you...
It made it sound like she was going to say the latter part of the rhyme herself.
Yeah.
Which is not what she wants to have happen.
No.
Anyways.
Yeah. So Aunt Greta's like, ha, 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 dumbass. And the wind blew her coat behind her again. Her eyes were wild again. The page fluttered in her hand.
Picture it.
Again.
Jacqueline, I can't let you read the rhyme, she said.
It's too dope.
You have it in your
These
hand?
beats are too fat. You can't bust this rhyme.
You can't handle this. I can't let you read it, Aunt Greta repeated, and tossed the page over the ledge.
They're on top of like a fucking mountain.
They're on top of a fucking mountain in front of a fucking ice cave.
And a talking snowman.
And a talking giant-ass snowman.
But then they littered.
But then they
like
tried
fucking Mount Everest.
They fucking tried it, okay? They tried it. So her aunt throws the page into the air. I let out a shriek. I watched the page float out over the ledge. I watched it fly up, then start to drop. It's lost, I realized. The second verse is lost forever. The swirling wind will carry it down the mountain, down the steep drop. It will never be seen again.
Did y'all remember that scene from Arrested Development where it was like, and Job dramatically threw the letter into the sea?
Which he found to be much more of a challenge than anticipated.
She throws it over the edge, and then I cried out again as the wind carried the page up, up, back up, and into my hand. I grabbed it out of the air. I stared at it in amazement.
At that point, I'd be like, God wants me to read
Right?
this.
I'd be like, well, this is obviously because that's some supernatural shit that just happened.
If she had any doubt in her mind as to whether or not she should read that poem verse,
yeah, like
gone.
The earth handing her the page.
But then Greta came to her senses and wrenched it again back, one more again, Danielle, and ripped it up, which she should have done to begin with, but didn't.
But so she rips it to shreds, and then she's like, and then Jacqueline's like, I can read and remember, so I know what it says.
It really wasn't that complicated of a rhyme. It was pretty much there once was a man from Nantucket. So, and then she do it, and then she says the little rhyme.
Mm-hmm. She says the second verse.
And then chapter 30.
Yeah.
Jeff, this is the climax of this book. I feel like this is the last thing we're going to need to get into.
Yeah.
Yep.
Chapter 30 is a monster. An ugly, snarling, red-skinned monster stomped out from under the oozing snow. This next thing that happens is, I think, funny because Aunt Greta. This is the Goosebumps twist. This is where there was an option here. There was a choice here, right? There was the play it straight. Or there was the Goosebumps twist. And the Goosebumps twist would have been horrible pink monster comes out and Jacqueline goes, Dad! And then runs up and hugs it.
Could have still kept the lie going.
Yeah, then it would have just been like
And it would have been one of those like, you'll be a monster like me in 100 years. And Aunt Greta's like, oh, you crazy kids.
She's like, our family is full of magicians and monsters.
I just wanted a different life for you.
That's why we went to Chicago. That's where our future
But
lie.
page 103, it actually is. She quickly realizes her egregious error.
Yeah, when it comes out a monster. Whoopsies.
Guess it's not really my dad. And then Aunt Greta's like, no.
I like how Brenda's just like,
No.
you idiot. No.
Yeah, like,
No.
Fucking, it's the like facepalm emoji.
Yeah. What did you think was going to happen? Why would I put your dad in a snowman?
You idiot.
I don't know, Miss Andre.
Yeah, the two are like, this is on page 104. I grabbed Aunt Greta by the shoulders and tugged her away from the ledge. We pressed ourselves against the icy wall of the cave. Goodbye, the monster grunted. Goodbye, all.
It's so dramatic.
Which is a weird thing to say, like, and goodie, and you all a good night.
Right? Like, okay, Mr. Snowman.
And then she goes, but I saved you. Is that my reward?
Yeah, she starts bargaining.
She tries to bargain.
Thrown over the side, and he's like, yes, that is your reward.
He's so
And I'm
cold.
like, okay, point to the monster.
Jeff, he is so cold.
You be a
'cause he's a snow fellow.
You be a snowman for 10 years, you lose all empathy.
Yeah, and then he holds them over the mountain, and then chapter 31. I uttered a startled gasp. The monster was staring down the ledge now. He had stopped paying attention to us. I saw what had startled the monster. A parade of snowmen. And then Greta's like, they're coming to serve the monster. We're all doomed. We're doomed, Jacqueline.
That's the obvious thing that's happening right now.
Jacqueline, hey, we're doomed.
Jacqueline, we're gonna die here.
We're doomed. We're gonna die. It's so weird that she whispers that.
Right? Just like, well,
It's kind of like she's trying to say, like, okay, now this is the part where the monster kills us.
Don't get your hopes up right now.
get too excited, but we're about to get.
Hey, I see that. I see that glimmer in your eye right now about us getting out of this. No.
And see now, aren't you glad I took you with me on my trip?
Yeah. What are you? You would have been so mad if you missed this.
Her aunt is, they don't have this in Chicago, do they?
That's what I was really hoping for, is Greta just being really shitty.
I know, just like, what the fuck?
Well,
wrong?
listen, I know that you've always trusted me until right when it actually mattered, but this is where we die.
Listen, I know we've lived together your whole life, but I'm afraid our lives are going to end together as well.
Do you remember how I stayed awake all night when you had a fever, when you had the chickenpox when you were 8, and how in the morning you said you were sorry I had to stay up, and I said that I loved you and you never have to apologize for that? Well, because of your fucking belief that a talking snowman is your dad, we're gonna die now.
You can apologize to me now.
Or maybe in heaven when we get there.
You can apologize to me in heaven through the phone, because you are definitely going to hell for betraying me.
Yeah, it's going to be a long distance call.
You know what? Maybe that demon is your dad.
Maybe I'm starting to see the similarities.
Hey, maybe. Listen, you know what? I didn't think of it at the time. Pretty shitty of you to doubt me.
Yep, pretty bullshit. I call big bullshit.
On page 108, the snow people have come. They're here. They've come here. This is chapter 32, page 108. They go up to the monster, who is confused by all of this, as are we.
Because they are bouncing and waving their stick arms as they come.
They crushed his scaly red body, pushing him back.
It's an avalanche of snowmen.
Yes.
But going up. The monster tossed its head in an angry roar, but the roar was smothered as a snowman rolled over his head, which is horrifying.
That is very...
We saw the monster's powerful arms flail the air. Like, this is sad and creepy.
It is.
Flail the air, thrashing wildly, helplessly.
They're drowning
So
him,
she-
basically.
She feels pity for this thing.
I would too. That sounds awful.
Yeah, and then the monster disappeared behind the crush of snowmen. The snowmen pushed forward, pushed hard, pushed silently. So this is all in like total silence.
Yeah. And here's the thing that we forget is, this monster, like, this is horrible. This monster only exists because her parents created him.
This is the sin of man.
Yeah.
The monster's just like the millennial being like, I didn't ask to be here, bro.
I didn't want to be born and be a
didn't
monster.
ask to be born. Okay?
Now I'm dying from Snowman.
Yeah, and when they finally stepped back, the monster stood frozen, arms outstretched as if to attack, not moving, frozen inside the ice wall, a prisoner. I'm guessing at this point, like, that's her very eloquent way of saying
It's dead.
like, we found a dead body that was frozen.
Right? Yeah.
Because it is fucking dead.
Yeah.
And then Jacqueline's like, it's page 109. Did you do this, Aunt Greta? And Greta's like, no. Then who made emphasis on who, because no way could this have just happened. Who made them climb the mountain and rescue us?
And then off camera.
I did.
That was me. Over
It
here.
was me, Snowman.
Hey.
We all knew it was going to be Conrad, right?
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
You
Why
can't
else would he
just-
be in this book?
exactly.
Well, it's funny because so Conrad is her dad and a sorcerer, so made the...
And this is what's weird. This is the weirdest thing about this book, I think, is this final chapter, chapter 33. Because this is something that most Goosebumps books, they have it, but not in this way. They have a denouement that like explains everything and then has a happy ending.
Yeah.
But he gives this whole denouement. It's like, maybe we can be a family again. Very hopeful. And then we have our big spooky twist reveal that we're going to save for the actual last line of this podcast, because that's how we do this show.
Yeah. That'll be Danielle giving us that piece.
That'll be Danielle who does that. We don't need to talk about him.
All we need to talk about is that this book, I give it an A.
A out of 5.
A
out of
5.
yeah.
It's easy to understand,
It's lean,
easy to read.
smooth.
Easy to find. It was on Kindle. I actually lost my print copy this morning. I found
Oh.
it again, but I had to read it on Kindle.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's where I read mine. It's got a character that's not entirely unlikable, like the kid from Go Eat Worms.
Oh my God, not a sociopath.
Not a
for once.
sociopath for once.
For once.
People
in our
act like
lives.
human beings. It's got a mystery. It doesn't give you a lot of false information to like extend the story.
Yeah, it doesn't make you roll your eyes so hard that they fall out of your head.
And it rewards you for paying attention,
Right?
which is nice.
There's a lot of little details you could flesh out the world in your own little headcanon.
Thank you to the band Dog Party for the use of our theme song Bad Dream off of the album Hit and Run. It's a wonderful song by a wonderful band. You can check them out at dogpartylive.com and dogparty.bandcamp.com. Geesebumps is one piece of comedy content from the Mom Hat comedy crew. You can check out the things they do at mom-hat.com. That's mom-hat.com. You can also buy merch from us at, I think it's Teespring, right? It's geesebumps.teespring.com.
Nope, it's not that. It's a little more complicated. It's in the description, but you can also find stuff. You can find stuff on Teespring, or just Spring as it's known now.
Oh,
Also, we have a store with some items on
public.
TeePublic, which is more affordable.
Yes.
They have a lot of sales. You could buy some T-shirts of stuff, and it's only right now. Well, when this comes out, it's $20 again, but still not bad for a T-shirt.
Papa's got to eat.
Papa has to eat. Mama's got to drink.
Papa must feed.
Yeah.
Now, this is coming out the 8th, so the 22nd?
Oh,
My
Danielle's
birthday.
birthday.
Yeah. Danielle, what are we reading on the 22nd?
Oh, shit, dude. I need to look at the list. Oh, man, I get to pick one?
Yeah, Danielle will pick the next one.
Yeah.
We'll know what it is on the day of, obviously.
Well, I'm sure she'll tweet it out ahead of time.
Yeah.
I'm sure she will. Uh-huh.
You can follow us on, Geesebumps_pod on Twitter.
Yep.
And
And Insta.
Geesebumpspod at Gmail if you want to send us a message, and Geesebumpspod on Instagram if you want to follow our Instagram,
Yep.
etc. Well, I think the only thing left to do is
The last little piece.
that's right, the last. Danielle, could you regale us with that final passage of Goosebumps number 51, Beware the Snowman?
Yes, I can. All right. In all the excitement of finding my father, I'd completely forgotten about all the snowmen that were currently. Now they circled us, surrounded us, staring at us with their glowing coal eyes. I have questions about that. Staring at us so coldly. What are they going to do? I stammered. Before my father could answer, one of the snowmen came thumping up out of the group. Boing, boing, boing. He rumbled up to us, arms twitching, eyes flashing. I grabbed Dad's arm. The snowmen had us totally surrounded. Nowhere to move, no chance to run away. The snowman stopped inches from my father and opened his mouth to speak. Can we go back down now? The snowman asked. It's like really cold up here.
The snowmen are cold.
Snowmen are cold. How's that for a Goosebumps twist?
Because they're just people like us. My name is JoJo, and I have a PhD.
My name is Danielle, and I have a PhD.
My name is Jeff, and I am your father.
What? No!
This has been Geesebumps, a Did You Mean Goosebumps podcast, and until next time, stay out of the basement.
Just like somebody I used to